What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into our Indie Comics weekend with Once and Future issue number 10. The amazing story by Kieran Gillen, Dan Mora, and Tamara Bonvillain. In the last issue, what we had seen is the Beowulf manuscript being taken. Unbeknownst to both Duncan and Bridgette, they didn't really understand why the manuscript had been stolen, assuming that it had something to do with Arthur and him trying to escape Otherworld. And while they believed that he had been killed, they face a new threat. Coming from that same manuscript, we have the one and only Grendel. With this monster on the loose, Duncan is now on the clock to save Gran's life. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Duncan trying to get a rideshare. That is because Rose had just been in contact letting him know that Gran is in danger. She threw those pins onto the map and they all landed on the retirement home, which means something from Otherworld is coming through, that Gran is very much in danger. And while Duncan calls her over and over and over again, she is not answering. His rideshare has canceled on him. That is when a taxi driver, he goes by and Duncan jumps into the road. Jumping into the road to stop him, he is begging this taxi driver to take him where he needs to go, saying that he will pay double, he will pay triple, that it's an emergency. The taxi driver not really caring about this too much, more worried about his wife thinking that he's coming home late, more worried about how she would react if he doesn't get home now. This is where Duncan, he takes a page out of Gran's book. He pulls out his pistol and he lets the taxi driver know that he needs to get there. And so with him successfully getting his ride, that is where we pick up with Gran. And right now, Gran is seeing the colors. The transformation letting her know that something is coming, that Otherworld is here. With one of the nurses coming down the stairs asking what Bridgette is doing up, because it looks like she is about to take off. Bridgette looking around the front desk. What she is looking for is a gun. She is looking for anything that she can use as a weapon. And while she plays coy with the nurse, the two of them are about to go in the kitchen. Bridgette needing a knife, needing something to use to save her life, because she knows whatever is coming is not gonna be good. As the two of them begin to head towards the kitchen, from the front door, there is a giant boom. The door gets broken down and we have Grendel standing before us. The two of them going and running towards the kitchen. They close the door behind them, hoping that they can stay safe. That is when Tony, the groundskeeper, we see his body strewn before us, bloody and dead. Gran has yet to figure out exactly who this is. She's not sure what kind of monster this is or where it comes from. What she does know is that if they don't do something, everyone in this house is dead. That if that monster gets up the stairs, where all of the real elderly people are, in their beds, safe for the night, or at least so they believed, if Grendel can get up there, it will be an absolute bloodbath. And so she makes a concoction on the stove, grabbing the biggest kitchen knife she can find. She lets the nurse know that he needs to stay hidden away, that she has done this time and time again, and while he may not understand what is happening, that he needs to listen and stay hidden. That if he wants to make it through the night, he must listen to Gran. Now this is where Gran, she takes that knife and she goes out into the hallways. Seeing this monster begin to head up those stairs, that is when Gran begins to taunt the monster, calling out to it. It turns on her and it says that Grendel hungers. This is when Gran finally pieces together that this is coming from the Beowulf story. Gran turning and running into the kitchen as fast as she can. Closing the door behind her, it doesn't do much, as Grendel just comes piling through the wall, knocking everything down. That is when Gran, she grabs that pot off of the stove and she flings it into Grendel's face. This concoction now on fire and melting off Grendel's face. This gives her just a small moment, a small opportunity to be able to get away while also doing heavy damage to this monster. With Duncan still on his way, he has been calling over and over and over again. Finally, one of the old ladies, Bev, she grabs the phone and she answers it. Not really understanding what is going on, hearing something that sounds like a giant dog. They have barricaded themselves inside of this room in hopes that whatever is out there does not get them. With Gran running through the hallways, she comes into that barricaded room only to see that it wasn't that barricaded. This is when she asks Trevor, one of the older gentlemen that live here, how do you kill Grendel? Because recently he had been talking about how the manuscript was stolen. Someone that had read the poem before. This might be a solution on how to take down this beast. Unfortunately, before he can get any words out, Grendel breaks down the wall. He breaks it down and he grabs Gran. Having her in his grasp, he begins to pull her away. That is when the local police show up, with Duncan recognizing that he wasn't going to make it there in time. Rose suggested that they send in the police. They send in somebody that might be able to buy them some time. And so as these cops come in, looking like hot fuzz, they're ready to take on whatever they see. But what they did not expect was Grendel. Grendel seeing them, he immediately charges, and one by one, Grendel decimates them. The first guy is bit literally in half. The other two, they start opening fire, but they have no chance against this monstrosity. This is when Trevor lets us know the Beowulf is the one that kills Grendel. He kills him by ripping off the arms of Grendel. The only problem, the last time that they had seen Beowulf, he was dead, or at least it very much appeared that he died in a fiery explosion caused by Duncan and Gran. If they no longer have him around to kill Grendel, the question now remains, how do we defeat this beast? Can Duncan make it in time to save his grandmother? Or is Grendel going to be able to feast on the entire retirement home? And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You guys know I love this comic. I've said it after every single video that we have covered. Once and Future is just freaking out of this park good. It's a lot of fun. It is very much enjoyable. I love that we are tapping in to so much lore. From Arthur to Grendel, from Merlin to Beowulf. This story is just filled with so much potential, and as we progress on, I can only assume that this story is going to get better. It's very rarely that every single issue I think is good, but so far what we have seen, Once and Future is just knocking it out of the park. From the artwork to the dialogue, the writing, the script, it is all phenomenal. And if you have enjoyed these first 10 issues, I promise you, this is only the beginning. We are just getting warmed up. The next 10 to 15 issues are out of this world. I do also want to note that if you guys have the Amazon Prime or what was Comixology kind of got wrapped into Amazon Prime. But if you are a member of this, you can be reading this comic for free. Through Comixology Unlimited, it allows you to read all of these issues for free. You can download them straight to your phone and be able to be reading them in moments. So I highly recommend that you guys go check out at least the first volume. And definitely consider supporting this comic, because I personally would love to see it going on. As long as people are buying it, we are going to keep seeing this story continue. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, let me know exactly how you like this comic so far. If you want to get caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description. as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with Once and Future. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do any of that, make sure that you guys have subscribed to the channel, you hit that notification bell, you like this video, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.